was pretty content with the week. We just got the Apple announcement, so by the time you see this, it'll be in a couple days. We're expecting iPhone 13, maybe an iPhone 13 Pro, and an iPhone 13 Mini, and an iPhone 13 Max. But also, there's now Apple Watch rumors floating around. Have you seen the rumors of the squared up design?
Yeah, we've talked about a potential design like that. And
I wanted to ask Adam about this because the Apple Watch has had the same shape now. So this is Series 7, right? It's had the same shape now since the beginning, basically. It's gotten a little bit bigger, a little bit less bezel. But now there's some rumors of a pretty squared up Apple Watch design. And at first, I was like, that it looks like I prefer the squared up design generally in most tech. But then when I see it on a watch, it looks more like a computer on the wrist. And I think that would actually do worse for it.
Really?
But I wonder how
flat edges?
Yeah.
It feels more squared up to me.
Yeah, it would be more squared up.
Okay, yeah,
and I think squaring it up that much would make it feel less like a smooth piece of your life. It's more of a computer on the wrist thing. But how does our resident watch connoisseur feel about a squared up Apple Watch?
I hate it.
Okay.
I thought you said you liked it on Twitter.
I like the way it looks.
Okay.
But I hate square watches in general.
Okay. That's exactly how I feel. I don't like it as a watch, but I think it looks better than that Apple Watch now.
Yeah, exactly.
If that makes sense.
Like if I were to own an Apple Watch.
Because I don't think that looks like a watch. So it looks like a cooler version of what that is. But to me, I still think a watch feels circular. And like that's
Apple
probably
Watch,
a terrible way to think. Why should they all be circles?
Here's a hot take.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's already fact that the Apple Watch is the most popular watch on Earth.
Yeah. Not denying
So
that.
other watches don't look like a watch, right? The Apple Watch is the most popular watch. All those other circle watches are just the other watches, right?
Oh, that's a hot
Is that
take.
a hot take?
Work. I don't
that's
think
pretty
that works.
hot. I think that's pretty hot.
It's like one of those stats that sounds really good, and then you realize the Earth isn't flat.
It's like, most people, especially when you think of like young people who are buying their first watch, or I'm one of those people. My first watch was an Apple Watch. I see this, and this is how watches look to me. And I think a lot of people are in that boat. Now, a lot of older people than me are not in that boat. We talked to Mr. Wonderful on the podcast. He is not in that boat. He thinks an Apple Watch is a joke.
Yeah.
So, I think that's what makes it a hot take. But yeah, the most popular watch on Earth is this shape right now.
The most popular watch model is that shape, right? Or is that comparing to like if Casio has ton of different type watch models, right? So like Casio might still make more watches than
there are more round watches than Apple Watches, but the most popular individual watch
is an Apple
Watch.
Yeah.
Yes. So, that's just
I think it goes more back to like what the first one was. Like the original watch design was circular.
Right, the first watches.
So like when you tell time in something that's not circular, is that still a watch? Now it's just a clock. That's
it's a
else.
squircle now.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Is that what what is the definition of a watch?
Well, I guess if you just have a clock on your wrist.
On your wrist? Yeah. It's something that tells time on your wrist. I mean, like,
yeah,
I don't know. I don't know if I agree with you on the original take on that, because I feel like the original, cell phones were big and chunky. Then they went to flip. Then they went to what we have now. Now they're going back to flip.
I think at some point we switched from cell phone to smartphone, and I think that reset the paradigm.
Oh, so then this goes back into Adam hating flips again.
Yeah, basically.
It all comes back to folding phones.
Yeah. No, that's like if, I don't know, maybe it's just a generational thing, literally. Like
no, I think it will be. I think, I agree with you. I think the younger generation, probably is very used to a square watch.
Yeah.
I
see a circular watch. Maybe this is going to date me, but I see a circular watch and I think, oh, it looks kind of old school. Even if it's a brand new watch.
Yeah.
And if it looks circular and analog, that's one of the old school watches.
Here's my thing also. I only wear watches at this point as like when I'm dressing up, trying to dress nicer, generally with a suit or something like that. To me, it's like an accessory that I don't care about the time, but like a circular watch just looks nice with like a suit or something like that.
Does.
I generally dislike wearing watches.
I wonder how much you could dress up a square Apple Watch.
I think there's nice leather bands and everything like that.
At this point, that's the only thing you can do is like get a nice band.
A good like watch face that's a little less
less comical.
Yeah, I don't
You
know
see
if a suit with like your current heart rate. And
I'm
step
so
counter
triggered
on
by
it
this
is-
conversation.
I have about 13 colors on my watch right now, looking like a Crayola watch right now.
I just can't picture like James Bond with an Apple Watch.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, he'd have like one of the simpler. He'd have a watch face. Let me find a James Bond watch face. Oh, I don't have any nice ones right now. It's a Nike one. It's just Comic Sans. Imagine James Bond with this watch face on. It wouldn't pull it off. No, I'm with you. I feel like I understand both sides of this.
I think I get yeah.
This watch thing. Yeah, well, that's a debate for another day. We'll see what comes out, but we're expecting possibly a new watch in this event alongside the new iPhones. I think that's kind of all we're expecting. It's like the classic September event.
Isn't there usually like a November event also?
There's probably, one more coming where we'll maybe see a Mac,
MacBooks.
maybe we'll see a laptop, maybe. One of the things I've been curious about is when they're going to do. Well, the car thing is.
That's my next car. I'm waiting for the Apple car.
The Apple car is
I'll walk to work
definitely
until
delayed. No, is the Apple Silicon Mac, the tower.
Okay.
So we have Mac Pros here at the studio. They're very useful. And every time we get a new one, we keep thinking, should we have just waited? Like, when's the Apple Silicon Mac going to come out? And is that going to be something we wish we waited for? We don't really know. All I really know is Apple said 2-year transition, and we're a year and a half in.
Oh.
And I think
When did the Mac Pro first? The Mac Pro got announced in the summer, but released in the winter, right?
Right. And then we
Okay.
got the last Intel iMac refresh, which was actually after they announced a 2-year transition. But I think it was WWDC
Okay.
that we got the announcement. I might be wrong about the date, but essentially it was like, yes, this is going to take about 2 years, and we're going to start with these laptops. M1 MacBook, M1 MacBook Pro, Mac Mini, iMac came out. And I think the end of that 2-year window is closing in.
Yeah.
And the one thing they haven't done, let's say they haven't done an iMac Pro. They haven't done the refreshed higher end MacBook Pros yet. And they haven't done the Mac Tower.
I would like to see an iMac Pro new design and see what they do with it.
Yeah. We basically haven't seen the higher end
Black
stuff.
bezel.
Yeah. No, I'd be very curious. Black bezel would be nice.
Black bezel would
sure.
be nice.
Hey, thanks for watching this clip. It's Techtember, so you know what that means. There's a lot more coming.
There's a lot more coming.
That's what that means. And it's all good stuff. Like, we could say there's a lot more coming in February, and it wouldn't really mean as much. When we say there's a lot more coming in September, it's all good stuff. So get subscribed.
Please
Hit the button.
do it up right now.